Well, hello and welcome back to another video, my friends. My name is Dan Webz, and today we're going over one of the most controversial products I've ever reviewed on this channel. And I thought now that we've upped our quality of videos a bit, we would revisit it for another episode. These are the Qwik trucks. So basically what these are, for anyone that doesn't know, is you hold these two little push-in bits either side, hold them down, and you can just take the truck straight off. This is so that if you wanted to switch your board from a street wheels to maybe skate park wheels or a cruiser setup, you could do that at the click of a system. But now I have put quite a few hours in with these on the skateboard, and I've got a few things that I might be able to let you know whether or not you should try these in the future. Now, before when I reviewed these, it was a bit of a sticky situation because the owner of the business actually sent me these for a review. However, he told me after I mentioned about the added on weight being a little problem for me because I do a lot of flip tricks and stuff like that, he then told me that I would need to buy some tender magnesium trucks, which are a more lightweight variation of the standard truck, if you didn't already know. These trucks would have set me back about £60 for the pair. Now, on top of that, the price for the Qwik truck system, to get one that allows you to have two sets of trucks and another board also with the system on, so you can just clip them on, clip them off, that would set you back about $200. I'll put all the prices on screen because things may have changed since I last checked, and I want you to let me know if you think that having the convenience of switching your wheels at a moment's notice is worth that price. But anyway, those aren't my only thoughts on this, so let's try a few tricks and I'll give you a bit more feedback live on cam. All right, so I've got a regular 8.25 here with the Qwik trucks on it. I've got my normal one with my independent hollows. Now, hollow ones are a bit lighter than normal, so there is going to be a difference off the bat, but it shouldn't be enough to affect the flip tricks. But I'm going to give you a few reasons as to why that extra weight might not be what you want. But first, we're going to do a few tricks on each, and I'm just going to see how they look. First impressions, no act. Okay, so the first thing you notice is the extra height added, because these are about ½ an inch thick. That's like 2 or 3 riser pads right there. Didn't even get to pop. Now, right off the bat, I'm feeling like I'm playing on a bit of a higher gravity setting than what I normally would. Right, let's go for a kickflip on this. Oh, see, straight off the bat, right, the pop is almost non-existent. Now, I don't know if that's because of the extra height, so the tail's not slapping the ground as aggressive, because let me show you what I mean by that. On this setup, because the board is lowered to the ground with the smaller trucks, tail snaps against the concrete sooner. That's giving us a bit more of an aggressive pop and giving us more height. With this one, because of the slight height difference, even though it's only minimal, millimeters make a big difference in this game. So because of that extra height, when I pop this down, it's going to take longer for the tail to hit the ground because it's higher up. That's making my pop a little bit nerfed and a bit more like a wet fart than what we would normally like. So right off the bat, that's a bit of a big turn off for me, but that's not the only reason, because of the weight added is probably the biggest no-no. Right, now I'm going to go on them same two tricks, but on this board instead, starting with the ollie, followed straight by the kickflip. Let's see how it goes. I mean, immediately right there, you can see how much bigger the ollie was on this board. And they're actually the same size and same shape almost. So it's got nothing to do with the board, only the rest of the setup is what matters here. Now let's try the kick. Right off the bat, it's a million times easier. The lightness of this board, if you want to get into flip tricks, and especially if you want to be able to do like stuff like double kick flips and things like that, having that extra weight on the setup is going to make such a big difference when flipping the board because of the weight. But not only that, also when it comes round, say if you're doing a shove it tray flip or something like that spins the board, if that comes around and hits you in the shin with that extra weight, it makes a big difference. Trust me on that one. It can be the difference between a tiny little dot bruise or your shins feeling like the Himalayan mountains. Let's try a couple more tricks and see how we feel. Well, to be honest, I'm thinking my mind is already made up on these, but just for fun, we're going to do a quick tray flip on each, and I will start with the Qwik truck system, showing first off exactly how convenient it is, because to be honest, it is a cool little gimmicky product, but to me, that's all it is really, just a bit of a gimmicky product. It's a cool, handy little thing to have. The practicality of having to have this on your board is just too much for me. I do not like that, to be honest. So another marketing strategy that they've taken for this board is they said that when you snap your deck, having another one set up with the system already on it makes it so much easier for you to just go, right, board snapped, take these off, put them on the new board, click clack, got a new board set up already. But the logistics of having to have another board with you at all times with the system already set on it far outweighs the effort of just taking the trucks off and putting them on the new board. If you're going to put these things on a fresh deck every time anyway, just in case for that 1% of times where you snap one, it just makes no sense to me. It would take far less effort and cost you far less money just to take the trucks off and put them on the new board as and when you might snap one, instead of just having it sitting there collecting dust for the 1 in 1,000 times you might snap a deck on your biggest ollie ever. Finally, let's say that you have 3 skateboards that you like to use, right? And you've got 1 set of trucks that you want to switch between the 3. You've got a pool board, you've got a street board, and you've got your cruiser board that you use around the streets. If you would set all 3 of those up with the Qwik system and have the trucks ready to go at all times, not only would you be carrying 3 boards around with you just for the sake of switching it up for a bit more comfort on the streets, it would also be costing you this much. If that's worth it to you, let me know. Personally, I think these are a waste of money. I'll see you guys in the next one.